What's up guys, it's your boy JSenpai4 and I'm going to be really quick with you. We're doing a Danganronpa X Persona 5 shared universe theory. Let's get into this. So basically, this is going to be revolved around Junko. And well, first before we even start with Junko, I need to tell you this crucial bit of information about a talent. According to Chiaki, she said that talent is bound to that person, and no matter what you do, even if you don't want it, that talent is stuck with you no matter where you go. And that's what you're going to be known for. That's what you're going to be good at, is that one talent. This theory can be spent two different ways. If you want the survivors to live, or if you want the survivors to only be the survivors of the game at every end of the Danganronpa games. And since I want the survivors to live, we are going to go with that. So let's start out with Junko having a cognition, okay? So, Junko is smart. Let's start that off. Junko is smart. She had played 53 Danganronpa games. So, I wouldn't put it past her that she can have a cognition. But first, what is a cognition? A cognition is basically a strong desire that can materialize into a palace that belongs into the metaverse in Persona 5. So, to start things off, she would have to kill the headmaster of Host Peak Academy, like she already have done, and basically trot the students into that cognition first and see how it goes. And if everything goes off well, then she'll trap the entire world in the cognition. And the reason why we trap the entire world for the cognition, because it's Junko. She caused the world to get caused in the ruin in the first place. So we'll have to start with the world. We'll start small and then go to the world. So, with that being said, let's start with Danganronpa 1. So, in the ending of Danganronpa 1, basically, she gets killed off and Makoto and the others end up leaving. However, if we keep the world around and Junko doesn't destroy the world this time around and only in her cognition is the world destroyed, she can kill herself, but the shadow of herself, where the real version of herself is still alive. And you could do that with any of the other characters in the cast too. You can even spin it to the point you can have the characters die, but only as a shadow, and then have them on, like, have the characters stay around later on, so they can maybe have like a Danganronpa anniversary game where all the characters really die for real. But basically, Junko will survive the first killing game, and then we get to the second killing game, which is a bit weird. When this one is going to have a few exceptions. And this one is a cognition inside of another cognition, which is the data's world that Hajime was in. Now, I was kind of wondering, like, can you have another cognition inside of one? And to be honest, I'm not really sure. But every time we went to the Velvet Room in the metaverse in Persona 5, it's kind of like a cognition inside of another cognition. So I assume so. So we're going to go with it. And basically, this time around, it's the same principle, except Hajime and the others that are trapped in that machine so they can get rid of the despair, it's all inside Junko's cognition. But the whole killing game is in the data cognition, so they're trapped inside too. So and I was thinking if there's any possible way we can save Chiaki, maybe we can have Futaba come out of nowhere and yank her data and put it on like on the flash drive, and then pull Chiaki outside the cognition. Now I know you can't really do that, but the thing is, you can pull stuff outside the cognition, but it might change form. So, but if all else fails, we always have the data of Chiaki that we can always rely on, and then we can save Chiaki in a different way. But if all else fails, but if it does work, let's bring Chiaki into the fold, into the Persona 5 world, where they're outside of Junko's cognition. The game will be normally played as it ended in the real game, where Hajime got the data and actually got on the boat and left, but it's still all inside Junko's cognition. They're just outside the data cognition. And in V3, this one's a bit different because this time it still plays the same game, but Junko lets them in on a little secret that this isn't the real reality. But she doesn't say that's the real reality because it's still in her cognition. Really, it doesn't matter if Shuichi and Maki and Himiko get out alive or not, they're still going to be in that cognition. Even if they leave the first one, they're still in Junko's cognition, so it doesn't really matter if they get out or not. But Junko doesn't tell them that is a cognition though that they're in, because that's how you create more despair. And since she found that talent, that's what it's gonna be. And so this is where we kind of start trying to figure out, how do we beat her then? Well, the Phantom Thieves, of course. Morgana knows what to do. He can probably come in there and give everybody the give everybody the gist of what's going on from the information from Chiaki, and they can basically fight Junko. Now I know you were thinking like, but she has the spares. Couldn't she just despair the Phantom Thieves? Well, technically yes, and technically no, because I'm going by the game, and in the game you can get hit with the spare for 3 turns and then die. However, since there's a way to counteract that, we can use a spell and cast away the despair, so we can still win and beat Junko if you really think about it. So with that being said, the Phantom Thieves, let's say, miraculously beat Junko with the help of Chiaki and all of them, maybe find out some more information on her and how things have and things like that. Once Junko is defeated, the cognition will be starting to disrupt and stuff. She doesn't have a treasure, because honestly I don't even think Junko would have a treasure, but the cognition will start getting shaky and slowly starting to collapse. And it's kind of like how Shido had tried to destroy his cognition by dying. And basically what I think could happen is they take Junko into the Persona 5 world, and that's it. That's the end of Junko's cognition. However, Junko becomes good. Now, I don't know how talents work, and I wish there was an in-depth lore about it, but if a talent can be removed by going to a different world, then we can have Junko become a good guy. So that's how it kind of would go. And of course she would have to pay for her crimes, of course, because she basically ruined the entire world. But yeah, we'll have a good Junko. Can you imagine that though? And yeah, that's kind of the theory. You could kind of spin that in a different way with the sole survivors of each game, but I wanted to have everyone have a happy ending. It was kind of difficult because there's still a lot of holes in this theory that kind of still doesn't make sense, but it's something of a basis that I just thought of, and I haven't even seen anybody talk about this type of theory. And if it is a theory that no one has talked about, then I'm the first one to make it. So you better appreciate it and tell me and tell people where you got this theory from. Honestly, I would rather take this little theory ending versus what we got in V3. I'm being honest. Did anyone really want that ending in V3? But yeah, that's pretty much all I can think of when it comes to that theory. But hey, it's just a theory, a senpai theory. Thanks for watching, and also like, share, and subscribe as well. And also tell me in the comments if you could fix this theory, how would it work out, or is this theory good or is it bad? Let me know how you feel about this entire thing. Well, until then, this has been your boy Jay, signing off. Have a blessed day.